Hey there, Virgo. It's Keegan. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to talk to you guys really quickly here at the beginning, and we're going to jump right into the reading. This is a reading designed for Virgo Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising signs. If at the end of this reading you're interested in a personal reading with me, all the information for personal readings will be in the description box below. And I've already pulled some cards from an oracle deck to get some insight into your energy before even starting to film, because I want to keep this round of readings relatively short. I'm running an experiment and testing to see if the guidance that I've been given from my own guides is, it's not that I doubt them, but I'm trying to push myself to meet the request, basically, to do a series of shorter readings and get feedback from you guys about what you think about them being shorter in duration. And so far, from the ones that have been published, it seems like people are really enjoying them. So definitely let me know what you guys think when you're done with this, whether you think that the shorter format works better for you or whether you prefer the longer, more traditional Keegan-style readings. I'm really working to try to make these be as short as possible. So with that said, I'm giving myself a minute to talk to you guys at the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys over to the overhead view so you can see what I'm looking at. And I want to just dive into the energy here and talk to you about this. I feel like right now, dead center in this spread, you have the postponement card, and this just feels like being in a place where there's a little bit of frustration that's coming through because the things that you want, the things that you've been trying to make happen, it just feels like they're staying just out of your reach. What I want to let you know, though, and I'm going to show you this card particularly a little bit up close, because you can see this woman, she's in black and white. The world's in black and white except for this one little area where she's focused and there's color there, right? But what she's not noticing is that color is actually starting to seep out into her world. And I do want to just say to you, the things that you've been trying to accomplish, the things you've been trying to pull towards you, the things that you've been trying to manifest, they are actually approaching you. There's some stuff that's getting in the way of it, though, and I want to talk to you about that first, and then we'll talk about this energy on this side. There's something here that you're holding on to. This could be part of your identity. This could be a person. This could be a relationship. This could be a belief system. Okay, it's a general reading, so I'm trying not to get too specific. But there's something that you are holding on to, and you're holding on to it because it feels very much connected to your identity, very much connected to. It almost feels like it's a source of strength for you, and I think that. You know, when I say it's a source of strength, it could just be the belief that you have that that you're strong and you're capable, and that no matter what comes your way, you'll be able to work your way through it, and you'll be able to work your way, into solving the problem, no matter what that problem is or how big it is. Now, I think that might be one of the things that you need to let go of, is that that feeling of, no matter how up against the wall I am, I'll be able to figure my way through it or fight my way out of it. When you have that mentality, when that becomes something that you assign as being part of who you are, okay, energetically, you're constantly sending out the signal to the universe to give you challenges, to give you situations where you have to fight your way through them. You have to really work hard in order to, achieve the goal that it is that you're wanting to achieve. And the fact of the matter is, if you look at the illustration on this card, right, this flower didn't have to necessarily fight any harder to grow out of this crack in the rock than it would have had to grow if it was planted in the soil. It just did what it naturally does, right? It just started to grow, and it utilized the fact that there was enough soil there for it to form roots, and it had access through a crack to be able to get out to the sun and to the rain, right? That's all that we have to do. No matter what the situation that we find ourselves in, yes, it's true, we'll always be able to persevere, but I think you have to release a little bit of that energy. Just don't make it be part of who you are. Don't make it part of your identity. And I think immediately I feel some of you kind of pushing back on that, saying, well, no, I'm proud that I've survived what I've survived, and I'm proud that well, yes, right? Proud of this flower too. But again, hear what I'm saying. Yes, it's true that if you are confronted with something that's hard and challenging, you are capable. That's fact. But if it's part of your identity, then you're constantly telling the universe, I need there to be things that I have to fight for. I need there to be things that are hard for me. I need there to be things that I have to really struggle with. And I really do feel like that's what's being asked of you, to let go of that. And the reason for that is because of the stuff that's on the other side. Now, I did show you on this card, right, the color starting to seep into her clothes right here. if you look on this side, these 3 cards, I'm just going to show you up close really quickly. Look at how colorful these cards are, right? Like, they're so much brighter than the stuff that's on the other side. The card that's really grabbing my attention first is intensity. And I think that one of the things that I want to kind of maybe inspire you to think about, right? And I do this very often with Scorpios. I'm a Scorpio. I have a ton of Scorpio on my chart. The channel, if you've noticed, the Scorpio videos always get a ton more views than any of the other readings because I just understand Scorpios, right? I say that because what I'm about to say to you is so similar to what I say to Scorpios. For Scorpios, I tell them you have so much intensity in your emotions, but you tend to limit that emotional intensity to what we would, deem as like the bad stuff or the lower vibrational stuff, right? So if a Scorpio gets heartbroken, they feel the depths of that pain, the depths of that sorrow, right? What I encourage them to do is to allow themselves to have that intensity in the lighter stuff. Feel the full intensity of happiness. Feel the full intensity of joy. Feel the full intensity of excitement, right? So for you, what I'm going to say to you is the intensity that you put into being brave, being able to find your way through things, being able to overcome struggle, overcome adversity, deal with things, prove yourself in situations where people doubt you, right? The intensity that you can bring into that. I want you to bring that intensity into these 2 areas, which is creativity and playfulness. And there's a way that you can do it, Virgo, that you can almost trick yourself into allowing yourself to feel comfortable with it, is just try your best to be the best possible at being creative and being playful. Challenge yourself for the next month, for the next 30 days, challenge yourself to be as Virgo as possible, but specifically to bringing playfulness and creativity into your life. And I think if you do that, it will help you to be able to let go of that feeling that everything needs to be hard for you. Because you'll realize that you can allow things to be easy. You can allow things to be fun. You can allow things to be light. You can allow yourself to feel playful and creative, and it's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to make you weak. It's not going to, dull your sharpness or whatever the concern might be. There's just a need here to allow some of that lightness to flow in. And it's already starting to, like, I can feel that it's starting to, but if you can just put that, it's not even about like perfection, right? But Virgos, what I love about you guys so much is you want so badly to just be, to prove yourself, right? I almost say to be good, and it's not even about being good. You want so much to prove yourself because you want people to feel that they can trust you. You want people to feel that they can depend on you. You want people to feel that you're reliable. You want people to feel that you're trustworthy, right? It all comes from such a good place. You tend to put so much pressure on yourself that me, as a reader who cares about you guys, I'm always telling you, don't be so harsh on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, right? But I want to offer you maybe a different perspective that can perhaps help you with this, okay? Even though you want people to see you in a certain light, right? All the things that I just mentioned, it can be a little bit intimidating for people to open up to you, for people to trust you, which I know is something that you truly want. When you make it seem like you don't have any cracks in the armor, you don't have any mistakes, you don't have any places where you've floundered, that can be intimidating for people. I think if you can allow yourself to lighten the energy a little bit and to, even if you do have something that takes you time to figure out or something that you really just screw up royally and you have to admit that, that makes you, it makes you much more approachable. It makes you much more, it makes you less intimidating to other people who you are trying to form connections with. That's the other thing that's coming through here. And this could be, again, like I'm trying not to get too specific. I'm trying to keep these brief in general. This could be where you're trying to just make friends. This could be where you found yourself in a new professional setting and you're trying to establish connections with coworkers. This could be a situation where, there is a romantic relationship that you're trying to nurture, someone that you're trying to get to engage with you in that way. But you have to be able to allow vulnerability in. You have to be able to allow that fun, playful side of yourself to come through in order to create. And I think that's the conflict here is realizing that sometimes the best way to create something, the best way to allow something to come in is not to try to be very like regimented and strategic about it, right? It's just to allow. It's to allow things to actually come through. And if you can do that, I think you'll realize that that intensity, it's still going to be there. You're still going to feel that same intensity, but it's not as forced, right? It's like, I might call this video like, you need to intensely allow, right? Kind of fight against that urge to control and strategize and just push yourself. See how much you can push yourself to just open yourself up and allow things to come in easily. Allow things to come in quickly and easily, right? If you can do that, then this annoyance in terms of feeling like things are delayed or things are kind of just out of your reach, it goes away because you're allowing them to come in. They're actually wanting to come in very quickly. They're trying to come in very quickly, but it's almost like you're blocking them with this lingering seriousness, right? So if this resonated with you in terms of the energy, hang out. We're just going to go a couple more minutes. I have a tarot deck here that I shuffled before I started to record, but I want to shuffle a little bit now that we've talked about the cards. I'm just going to pull 4 cards here for you. We'll walk through them, and then we'll wrap it up by getting an advice and guidance card from a different oracle deck. Okay? Let's see what we have for you. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. This makes sense. This is that hard work, stick to it, be stable, be reliable, be persistent, right? This is what we talked about. This is showing up for you. And it feels, again, like I think I struggle with you guys sometimes because that is something that you really take a lot of pride in. You take a ton of pride. And like I said, you've made it an aspect of your personality, right? I'm not saying you have to give that up completely. I'm just saying in some situations, in some circumstances, based on what it is that you're trying to manifest or pull into your life, this approach doesn't work. It actually blocks things. It blocks certain things. It doesn't align energetically. It's not a tool that you can use in every aspect of your life. In terms of your work, your career, things like that, if you have a hobby where you're like precision really matters in that hobby, this is a strength for you, but this can also be something that's a weakness. And I think that is what's coming through, is asking you to realize when this is something that holds you back and when it's something that propels you forward. But you can't rely on that energy constantly for everything. Justice coming out here, it's upright. What I love about this, what I love about this in terms of energy right away, the Justice card is about things being fair, things being clear, things being balanced, right? Where we know when we need to use one thing. It's what I was kind of just talking about. We know when we need to pull this tool out because it's the tool that's going to work. We understand there's a cause and effect. This is what I need to do. This is the best approach to get this thing that I want. Another thing comes in and we're like, oh, I can't use this. I need to pull this out. Right? Justice is about understanding, being clear about what is the best thing in that moment. Okay? And I think that's really what is coming through the most as I'm working through these tarot cards, is understanding that something that you have labeled as a strength, something that you've integrated as part of your personality, it is a weakness for you in certain things that you're trying to call forth because it just does not align energetically. You have to find the way to excel, the way to be good, right? The way to be proficient in balancing the right energy towards the thing that you're trying to manifest. You can't always rely on, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to stick to it, I'm going to be, persistent, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to wait it out. Because sometimes you have to be able to say, no, I don't need to work hard for this. Working hard is actually keeping this away from me because I'm saying it's hard. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. We have the World card coming out reversed here. This is again a place where there are lessons that we need to learn. There are issues that we're not resolving. We're not able to actually come to a place where we're completing something that we want to complete. And when the World card comes out, it's always an indication that someone's at a pivotal point in their life. They're at a turning point in their life. The World always represents something that's a completion of a major event, something that's like a big life cycle, something that spanned, something that we've put a lot of work and effort into, right? If it's reversed, it just means there's something there that's not allowing you to close it out. There's something that's not allowing things to be completed, right? So you have to take a look and say, what are the lessons that I still need to learn? What are the issues that are still getting in the way? What are the obstacles or problems that I'm not being able to resolve, so that I can't, is preventing me from getting the thing that I want, right? And again, if you want to look at that more specifically for you, reach out to me for a personal reading. We can look and see, like, what are those things, and what does come through in terms of advice or guidance for you in dealing with those things and being able to wrap them up. Last tarot card we're going to pull out here, we have the Lovers coming out reversed. So for some of you, this could really be a situation where either you've had a romantic relationship, you had an interest in someone, it's either not working out, you're not able to make it click, or there could be a situation where a past relationship that didn't work out has caused you to kind of like close up and block yourself off from being able to be open and receptive. Right, that playfulness card that showed up. There's a certain thing coming through here for me that does feel like it's connected to a past relationship, or a relationship right now that isn't going the way that you want it to. Now, if you're not dealing with a romantic relationship, don't dismiss this card, because a Lover's card also can be about just being in a place where we're making bad choices, we're not seeing things clearly, we're in a place where we're trying to do things too much on our own, and we need to embrace letting other people come in to support us in some way. The Lover's card is, traditionally it's associated with, lovers, to people who are coming into a romantic relationship. But if you're not dealing with that, there's still applications of the meaning of this card and the energy that's showing up, right? It's wanting you to be in a place where you're realizing that there are some things that you might need to let go of. There are things that you might be approaching them from the wrong perspective, or you're just taking the wrong approach. Right? You're grabbing the wrong tool out of your toolbox, basically. So Virgos, let's grab an oracle card. Again, I'm committed to this. I'm determined to keep these readings short, even though I would love to just keep talking. But sometimes I think that messages come through, and you don't need a lot of continuing talking about it, right? So this is a perfect case example of this. The card that you have, sorry, says, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. This is really about relinquishing control, and I know you guys hate that, and I think you get that a ton from readers. But when the messages come through, they come through until they're integrated, and you actually are able to move on from them. So I just want to say to you, the more that you can stop feeling like the badge of honor that you have, that you kind of like. Again, talking about water signs, right? Water signs wear their heart on their sleeve very much. And I think for Virgos, very often your capability, your reliability, your ability to, fight through things, to be, patient and work hard, those are the things that you pride yourself on the most. And those are the things, and whatever this is, specific to you, whatever it is that you're trying to pull forward to you that you feel is staying just out of reach, the reason that it's staying out of reach is because that's how you're trying to define yourself. It's time to allow yourself to, have other dimensions to who you are and what you possess that aren't just working hard. Okay? So, Virgos, thank you for hanging out with me. If you liked this reading, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. That just helps motivate me and make me feel like I'm getting traction. I'm having growth here on YouTube. It encourages me to keep going. It just lets me know that I'm making a difference and that the people are willing to click that button. And I'll be back over the month of March with some new stuff. I'm actually, to be honest with you, your reading kind of, it did resonate with me a little bit, because I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to try some new things and some different things, and it's intimidating. It's scary to go against what it is that you've known has worked and to try other things and see. But it's important that we do that. It's really important. It helps us to become more well-rounded and to have more things that are accessible to us when we're trying to manifest or create the life that we want. So, Virgos, just trust me, okay? Playfulness, creativity, the next 30 days. Commit to it. If you commit to that, go into the comments, let me know you're committing to it. I want you to come back in 30 days and let me know how it went.